All right, guys, today we're in southern Colorado at the Bear Creek Trail. We're with Lee and Leif, a couple of miners here, and we're gonna go to the Crystal Falls mine to look for Amazonite, possibly some quartz. Now, this is their claim. That guy here, if he's not with you or you don't have his permission, do not do this, do not go there, it is stealing. So that's important to note, and we're just gonna have a lot of fun today exploring crystals. But it's his, so we can do that. Awesome. We'll see what happens next. All right, cruising down Bear Creek Trail. Freaking gorgeous. Awesome mountain in front of us. Leaves are starting to change colors. We're gonna get a couple thousand feet of elevation over this hike. We're definitely working to get in there. And then once we have rocks, we'll be working even harder to get out. So just so you guys know, it ain't easy. It's fun, but it ain't easy. All right, we'll see what we find next. We just came around the corner and it's nothing but hills and trees. Wow, this place is freaking beautiful. We're going up there. What a freaking awesome forest. This particular part of the forest got wrecked by a giant rock. All these green plants are brand new. All that used to be big, thick trees, and now it's just sunlight hitting the ground because right there, something the size of a house decided to fall off of that cliff and come all the way down here and take out every tree on the way, all the way to the waterfall down there. Freaking crazy, this rock slide area that we're in right now. The rocks, you can tell, are not very weathered because they're more recently broken. What a sketchy spot. I like it. I'm having a lot of fun. You having fun?
Having fun,
He's
man.
having fun. All right. And Luna's having fun now too. She's out of the bag to go up the steep part. All right. Really exhausting advanced level hike. Once you get off the main trail up to where the claim is, Lee just found the first rock. You can see it's got the smoky quartz and the beautiful blue Amazonite. And some more quartz and what's that white stuff? Feldspar?
That's feldspar.
And
So
feldspar.
that's your base pigmatite mineral.
And so now we're here. And now we collect green rock. Yes.
Showing we're on top of a mountain so far.
By the way,
Higher than the city is.
we're like higher than the Empire State Building right now. Literally. Yeah, the air's getting thin. We're here at the claim though, finally.
We made it.
So we passed a bunch of illegal digs in the forest, guys. If you're gonna dig, you need to know exactly where to dig. Guys, do not dig on other people's claims. Super not cool. But those are pathetic compared to this. This is an Amazonite mine. Luna's all kinds of stoked. There's a gigantic hole in the ground. And there's just green all over the freaking place. Look at all the green. So I'm stoked. We're gonna pick up some garbage.
Yep, I got trash bags on me.
That's part of my gig today. Pick up these bottles.
Freaking bear that rummaged my stuff not too long ago.
Yeah, that's how you know you're in the... Luna's having a great time. She's stoked we're at the mine. Look at her. Finally made
Never
it.
seen so much green.
She thinks there might be a mouse somewhere.
That's awesome.
I've never seen so many crystals.
Yeah, she knows this is a real spot. All
We're gonna get
excited.
in there and see what we can pull out. And I used to throw them all in the trash, not knowing what the heck they were.
Fully crystallized biotite mica. Freaking cool. Look how shiny. On both sides. And then with the pretty green Amazonite on the side. And the shape. Wow. Freaking awesome. What a cool crystal. Alright. So we're mucking the hole. We're getting stuff out. And he's over here processing it. And he's just found some he really likes. Look at those nice flat sides there on.
Crappy pig hiding them.
Yeah, that was there and he broke it off and then those were what's inside. These pockets are entirely filled with quartz. So the crystals got protected by quartz. But now we had to chip the quartz off without destroying the crystals. We're getting a lot of good chunks and some really interesting pieces. This one kind of made me geek out because to me it looks like the dendrites make a landscape scene. Like bushes and stuff. This right here looks like an elk to me. With horns peeking over the hill at you. And then kind of bushes on the hill. Beautiful. And that's what's going on. A lot of that. Big rock cracker. And digging. I was down there digging too.
Small, tiny cavities. But
All right, so we just got the kind of pocket vein thing that we got going on here all wet. Why don't you tell them what's going on? What are we
Well,
looking at?
we have the top green that you can see is crystals facing downwards. And then there's a bottom layer where there's crystals facing upwards. And then there's white quartz in between all the crystals. And so we have these same conditions to our right where Lee's feet are. We just haven't cleaned that up yet, but there's plenty of green down in there. And then we have the same conditions going up to my left. And behind us, it's just currently covered with dirt where we filled this back in. But weren't here for a year and a half, so might as well have it safe. And then you come re-excavate. It's the life of a miner.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving dirt.
We got biotite crystals in here that are formed that are really nice. And there's some pretty large stuff, but once we pull this out, we'll be able to see what crystals are going to come out the quartz for us.
Awesome, man. What a freaking awesome experience. Something that made me say, oh, look at this. Look at these awesome freaking crystals. They're huge. And that's straight out of the wall, man. We're going straight into it now. It's coming to the end of the day here. The guys are wrapping up all these great terminated crystals that they found. That's their job. So if you guys like to buy Amazonite, these are the guys to buy them from. Support your miners, American Amazonite here in the hills of southern Colorado. As the sun starts to set on another beautiful day, we've got quite the hike out of here. It's going to be difficult, but we're ready. Almost. Right, Luna? Having fun? Yeah. And I've got a whole bag full of rough. A few specimens and a lot of those biotite crystals, so I'm real happy, and you'll see what all I got at some. And just as look at those terminated huge Amazonite crystals,
Super sexy dark green.
super high quality,
You know?
as high as it gets.
A few years ago, somebody way smarter than me told me to go mind my own business. Well, I listened to him.
And now we're mining in the business.
There's one more.
Woo! Yeah! Woohoo! Flawless execution.
And that's how you get down the mountain to the backpack full of rocks. Woo! Super moon. Just drove all the way back to Salida. What a gorgeous moon to light my trip. All the mountains are all lit up. You can kind of see there's plenty of light out there. Help me be safe and make sure there's no deer on the road. Thank you, Supermoon. All right, so I'm back here ready to do the reveal. First couple of lessons that I wanted to go over. Don't just go and try and find these spots and dig. You won't be very successful, and it's very treacherous and dangerous to do without the miners with you. Leif is a cool guy. Just hit him up. If you want to know how to contact him, talk to me. I'll tell you exactly how to contact him. And then he'll tell you, oh, I've got Amazonite. And then you can, ask him if he'll take you to the mine, or if you have permission to go there, or if you can buy some of the material. It's very affordable material, or you could buy the specimens. And the other cool thing is that he's going to have a fee dig soon. So literally you'll be able to go and get a bunch of these really cool Colorado minerals without having to climb a freaking mountain or pay a whole bunch of money. You just pay a little bit, and then you go through the dirt and you find whatever you find, and then you get to keep that. So Leif has some really cool stuff in the works, and I'm really appreciative that he took me up there and allowed me to collect. I was a lot more successful than anyone else who would have gone up there without him. So I was pretty happy with that. And it's not like he's charging a bunch of money or anything. He was practically just doing me a favor. So miners are cool people. Don't steal from them. Be their friends. It's good. Another lesson is make sure that you leave with extra time so that the sun doesn't go down on you. You see me sliding down that hill and it's starting to get dark outside. Well, the rest of that hike was really dark. The supermoon was behind the clouds, and we were just trudging through the dark. Thankfully, the trail is the whitest thing, so we just followed the white line on the floor.
to get out. But yeah, it didn't really feel super safe. So try and leave a little bit early if you can. If you're out and rock hounding, make sure that you get home before dark. And then I kind of had to drive still on the windy mountain roads all the way back to Salida. So it was kind of a lot. So make sure that you leave with a good amount of time to get home wherever you are rock hounding, for your own safety. Always rock hound with other people for your own safety. And you know what? Let's just get to the review. All right, so here's the table. Let's just kind of go over. This is the rough. These are nice big chunks, really beautiful. Can make a lot of jewelry. I mean, that's really pretty. You get a few slabs. You can make a lot of cabs out of that piece there. You know, and into the tumble rough, that piece, it's got some cool shape to it. It'll make some nice jewelry. And then the smaller pieces, which help with the action of the tumbling, which is really good to have. Then there's this pile of quartz. Lee found this. How cool is that? 1, 2, 3 sides of a crystal with another crystal point right there. And then you can tell that it used to be a terminated crystal in that direction. And it's got this red hematite staining on it, which is really pretty. And then the whole back side is just this one flat side with you can see where the point was going up to the termination. It's got mud on it. It's not even the hematite stain on this one, that's mud. So yeah, we're gonna get that cleaned up at some point, and then I'll put pictures of that on Instagram and the Facebook so you guys can see it. But that is a really super cool, huge smoky crystal for this area. That's pretty wild. So yeah, then there's some other chunks of quartz, which I'll probably just tumble. That one's got the hematite stain. That's not just mud. Some smoky in there. And these are mostly just chunks. There was one here that had some key marks in it, but like, yeah, that one had some kind of, looked like there was another crystal growing there. That's what I mean by key marks. Super, super cool. Biotite. Okay, guys. Usually when you find this stuff, it looks like this. Like it's just a little piece of black fleck, and they're shiny and they're nice and everything. And then if you find a decent one, it kind of looks like that. It's got some shape to it. That one's kind of heart shaped almost. Cool. And then you find bigger ones, right? That'd be considered a big biotite. Okay. But then you go to this place and they're occurring in these huge, thick, towery books. I mean, that's a really thick chunk. And so is that, right? But then they get even thicker like that. I mean, that is the thickest book of, and this is a really unique occurrence. Apparently you can only find the crystallized biotite in this area. That one's got the Amazonite on the outside of it. Really gorgeous. This one's bent a little bit, which I thought was cool. It was a lot longer, but it kind of broke. Yeah, because you'd imagine it's fragile from whatever bent it. Didn't grow straight or whatever it is. Kind of cool. And this one's all stepped out. It's got a bunch of steps, like a little staircase. That one's got some cool formations to it. It's so cool. All the flat sheets. All right, then over here, we'll just start on this end. This rock has moss on it. I thought that was kind of cool. Amazonite with moss. Whatever. Okay. Dendritic. All right. I'm pretty sure it's manganese or magnesium or something like that. Some little metal thing is getting in between the cracks and making these really cool flowery formations. So this is all what I'm calling the dendritic. Look at that. Looks like a plant's growing in there. Dendritic amazonite. Really, really pretty. I mean, look at the dendrites on the quartz there. The little black things is what we're talking about, in case you got lost. That's got a little bit of shape to it, plus the dendrites, which is pretty. This is a nice, huge chunk. This is probably the biggest piece on the table, and you can see that it just looks like there's a forest of seaweed growing in it with the dendrites. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece. And then now we get into some of the stuff with some more shape to it. You can see the natural shape of the crystal. You know, that one's got the 6 sides to it. 6 is usually the number. Sometimes there's more, you know, they don't always grow the same. You can see there's a couple of crystals growing there together. Really pretty. That one's terminated, which means that it comes to a point. Generally, these have two sides. Oh, look, the sun. 1, 2. That one's a little damaged there, but that is an Amazonite crystal for sure. That one's got that hematite on it, which is really kind of pretty, but also you can just take off with iron out if you desire to do so. That's probably about half a crystal with some dendrite. This one I know has got the hematite and then the dendrites on the back, which is kind of cool. It's just a chip, but it's cool. That one, a little bit damaged, but it's got the terminated top and the sides, so that's a nice Amazonite crystal for sure. It's busted on the back there. This was my favorite dendritic one. It looks like a landscape scene to me, with the bush at the bottom by my thumb there, and then the brown line's kind of a ridge line, and to me it looks like there's one, if not two elk, just kind of looking over the ridge line at you, and then all the little clouds and stuff in the sky. I don't know, that's just me. I like that piece, it's fun. This is a much larger crystal. You can see it's got a bunch of sides to it. Still kind of in some matrix rock, and there's some back sides to it. I don't know if I'm gonna crack that out or not. Looks kind of broken already. There we go. There's some hematite staining, so you can't exactly tell what's happening here. But if you look closely, this piece right here is smoky quartz, and you can tell because it's kind of busted in the bottom. But look at the shape of it, and I think this is the kind of thing we're gonna have to clean up and see what that looks like. So that'll be another thing that gets posted on the Facebook and the Instagram. There's a smoky quartz point, which is really pretty, plus the Amazonite and the feldspar and the dendrites. So this is going to be probably the most complex specimen piece. It's not like a terminated Amazonite, but it has a lot of other minerals on it, which is cool. I already know who's going to get this one. One of my miner friends likes to get that stuff because he's far away. He's all the way in Florida. Most of it's going to end up in Florida, you guys. So if you want some stuff, I mean, I can ship it all over the US, but if you're in Florida, it'll be a lot closer. Yeah. Thanks for looking at the reveal. What a location, you guys. Freaking mad. These minerals, the combinations that are occurring in these Colorado mountains are just incredible. And the other stuff that's out here is really freaking cool too. All over the place. I mean, I had so much fun doing the aquamarines, and now we're doing Amazonites. And then, you know, next week I'm going to be in Oklahoma doing selenite crystals. And then down to Arkansas to do the real serious gigantic quartz crystals and see what's over there, see what I can find. I'm going to go to as many mines as I can, and then the Carolinas. So I hope you guys are all subscribed and following along, because there's a lot more content to come. I'm going to be doing this on a weekly basis, so you guys can see my adventures and the amazing minerals that this country has to offer. You know, the amazing miners. Look at the scenery here. This is Salida. This place is literally paradise, you guys. Any time of the year, come to Salida. It's awesome here. Yeah, buy from American miners, follow your dreams, and check out loveandstonecreations.com and Love and Stone Creations on Instagram and Facebook, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.